Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by and please consider subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at this wrap dress with a ruffle at the hem. And I will have to drop the upper part of the dress first of all. So I am placing 6.5 for the overlapped allowance. And I'll draw a vertical line. So we'll have it as our front center line. I am drafting the front pattern first. Okay, so that will be our grain line, and that's where we'll take all our measurements. So on the top edge of the paper, I am drawing a horizontal line that will serve as my shoulder line. On it, I'm placing 3 for neck width, and I'm placing a half of my shoulder measurement minus 1. At that point, I'm going down with 1 inch and I'll connect it to meet the neck width. Now, at my shoulder slope, I am going down again with 7 inches for my chest line, and I'll get the midpoint of that. Connecting the dots, I will extend the chest line outwards. Now, at the midpoint of the chest line, I will go inwards with ½ inch, and that I will use to create my arm curve, connecting the shoulder slope through the ½ inch there at the midpoint and then to meet the chest line. So now on the chest line, I am placing 1/4 of my bust circumference plus the seam allowance of 1 inch. And then I will place my half length of 17 inches plus 1 inch for hem allowance. I'll draw horizontal lines at this point. And then just so I will create a balance, okay, I will go upwards at the edge there with about 1.5 inches. Now note that the back panel is 1.5 to 2 inches shorter than the front length, so I'm going upwards with that, so it will have to correspond with the back panel. On it, I placed 1/4 of my waist circumference plus 1 inch seam allowance. We won't be needing that for the wrap dress, so I'll connect the dot from the chest line to the waist line, extend the length of it outwards. At that point, I'm going upwards with 2.5 inches and I will connect it to meet the neck width. Now, when you cut it like this, it will make your overlap not so exposing. It will not show too much of your bust area. Having placed that, I'm cutting the front pattern out. And so I will cut the back pattern. I will fold inwards the overlapped allowance. Okay, you can make it under or you take it on top. Okay, just make sure that you fold out the allowance completely. And then I'm placing it on another paper. I'll pin it down and I'll make it 1 inch higher at the shoulder line and ½ inch wider at the arm curve. So for the neck depth at the back, I am using 2 inches. Okay, so I'll connect it to meet the neck width. At the same time, extend it to meet the 1 inch I've made to be higher at the shoulder line. And then I'll cut it out. Now for now, I am cutting out exactly what I have on the front panel, except for the overlapped allowance. And like I said before, the back panel will be 1.5 inches shorter than the front panel, and just at the edge there I made it equal. So now I'm done with the front panel and the back panels, and I will notch the overlapped allowance so it will ease me when I'm sewing. And then I'm labeling this back and front panels, and then I'll be using this fabric. I've cut the front panel on the fabric and the back panel, so I'll set the patterns aside. And then unfolding the back panel, there's no joining for the back panel, no zip allowance needed. So I'll spread it open and I'll bring in the front panel and align it like I'm doing it in this video. I'll take it to the machine and I will sew it at the shoulder using 1/2 inch, and I'll take out the same allowance of 1 inch at the bust and the waistlines. So now I've joined the shoulder and I've taken out my same allowances, and then I'll measure the the half length part plus the overlapped allowance. I'm measuring everything all together. I'll measure from one end to the other, and I have about 53.5 inches. And so I'll be using this other fabric, this part of the fabric. I'll fold it into two. I'll be cutting out a 180-degree flare. So I folded it into two and I'm folding it diagonally. Now this will take care of both the front and the back panels at the same time, okay? So I'll be measuring from the apex there, and I divided what I had 53.5 by 3.14, and I had 11.3 inches. So now that's what I'll be using to get the first arc, which will be for the waistline, okay? So now getting the first arc, that's the waistline, and from that first arc I will measure downwards. I'm measuring it so I will know I have exactly what I had on the upper part, okay? So now I have about 54 inches, which is okay. And from the first arc, I am measuring downwards the length of 15 inches. Okay, now if you want it exactly like in the picture, you will have to work with your hip line. So from your waistline, you will use your hip line, which could be about 9 inches or 10 inches, okay? But because I don't want it that short, that's why I'm making it 15 inches, okay? So now I measured it from the first arc and I got the second arc, which is the length, okay? Now know that you will still add the ruffle part, that's the gathers, to the hem, and then the length will still increase. And because when you cut out a circle, it's always bigger at the waist, I decided to go up with 1 inch, okay, so I won't have too much excesses, and that increased the length of this part to 16 inches. So notching the midpoint, I'll bring the upper part, which I have notched the midpoint as well, and take the two midpoints together. Now the midpoint of the upper bodice and the midpoint of this flare, I'll pin it and then I'll sew it on both sides from one end to the other. After I have joined it, this is what I have, okay? So now I will measure the second arc, the length of it now, the length of this circle part. I'll measure it from one end to the other, and I had about 108 inches. Now I'll multiply that by 2, and this part of it I had cut out from the fabric, just before I cut the flare part. So I had two of it because I cut from the top and from the bottom. Adding it together with the height of 10 inches, I add up to about 180 inches. So now I made loose stitches to make gathers of it. And after making the gathers, I'll bring it to the midpoint of the length of this flare. Now remember, the second arc I said is for the length. So now I've joined it, and this is what it looks like. So now for the wrap part, I'll be using belt of about 36 inches for the long belt. I have 20 inches for the short part. And the short part will go on top, while the long one will go on the overlap that will be beneath. Now that's because I want it to go around the waist to this other end. Now for the top part, I am placing the short belt of about 20 inches, and because I will need 1/2 inch around the neckline to to hem. So I'm making this little pleat, okay, just so it will give me that space. So now for the one beneath, I am bringing in the long belt. I'll do that tiny pleat again, okay, so it will give me that space to hem the neckline as well. I'll pleat it. Now this one will need a hole on the right side of this dress. Now that hole, the belt will go out from that hole, go round the waist and get to the other end, which I will have to tie with the short belt which is on top. Hope you understand. So I am making a hole on this right side of this dress. And because I'm losing it, I will need to top stitch it later. But this is how the belt will go through that hole. Okay, now when I'm wearing it, I'll push it through this hole, make it round the waist, and it gets to the end where I will have to tie it with the belt that I have on top. So for the hemming, I'll first of all double fold the neckline, and when I'm done with the neckline, I will then double fold this other part all the way to the hem. I'll do it on both sides, and then I'll take out my hem allowance, and that will be it for this wrap dress. So if this video adds any value to you at all, give me a thumbs up, like and share. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.